سيدنا محمد عليه أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم. Today our halaqa, inshallah, is going to be a benefit for all of us. Our halaqa, the topic of it is a society. What make a society and what make a successful society? There is a measurement for a society, and there is a condition for a society. There is a structure of a society, and that's what we need now to talk between us. What make us as a Muslim society a successful society? From the beginning, to have a society, you have to have a people. The people what make society. What make a successful society, for the people of this society to have an identity. When you have identity, then you have a structure. When you have a structure, you have a responsibility. When you have a responsibility, you need first of all to know that you are one of this society, and you have duties and responsibilities as in every one of us. And again, each one has a role in this society. As we can take as our community as a whole society. Again, society could be a small family, it could be a small mosque, it could be a small community, it could be the whole society. The rules is the same. It apply to every every level. What make that level successful, it is the same. As we said, the first thing, we have to have the people, and we are the people, and that's us will make the society. The other thing, we have to have an identity, and as Muslim, our identity is Islam. Shahadatu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, and our manual and our constitution, it is the Quran and the Sunnah, and that's what make us a Muslim society. We have a character, we have responsibility, we have a structure, we have like everybody has a role in this community. How we maintain them, we're going to start, inshallah, talking to each other and see what do you think that what makes society, what is your role in the society, inshallah. And again, we mentioned that of the first thing, to have a society, to have identity. And as we said again, our identity, an Islamic identity. You have to keep it, you have to maintain it, you have to be proud of it. Without identity, you're gonna blend in, you become nobody. Because if without your identity, if you go to any culture or any society, you're still a stranger. They're not going to accept you because you're an outsider. Even if you speak the language. Sometimes the language is not enough. The language is not enough. Structure, the society, what makes it is the roots. When you belong to that roots. When, again, the society is not just a place. The society is not just a place, because, as they say, the society is not the society that you're born in, it's the society that's born in you. That when you look at the society that belongs to you, you are one of it. Then that's what we need to talk about. And again, everyone is a part of the society. It doesn't matter at 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, and 9 years old. And each one in this society has a role. Your role in the society depends on your field, your ability. Some people has knowledge. Their role is to spread the knowledge. Some people have money. It's their role to participate in the money. Some people have, management, expertise. Their role in the society to be a manager. And if we have this structure, and again, for the society to be successful, we have to have respect to one another. You need to know your role, and you need to know your limit, you need to know your border, and you need to know, again, you have to have a respect. That respect, it tells you what you can do and what you cannot do. you know. And again, we just gather over here. We have, I know we thought we're going to have a lot of people, but unfortunately, we don't have a lot of people. Maybe like in a few minutes, they will be here because again, we try to take some point of view from the society itself, from the community itself. You know what we can do, how we can improve, what we need to do, what is your participation, what is your role, you know, and there is not a lot of people, but I think the people that we have probably, inshallah, will be enough. If I ask somebody, what is a society and a community means to you? Can somebody answer me? What is the society mean to you? Any group of people is a society? Okay.
A common shared value system that all the members of those individuals can partake in and believe in.
Correct. What else? Okay. What else? Ahmed, what do you think of society?
Society, when I think of society, I think of like a group of individuals
Correct.
that like maybe they have like a certain goal.
Correct. That's the most important thing. We as a society, we have to have a common goal. That common goal, just the goal, and we need to achieve it. For you to achieve that common goal that you have, you need a commitment. And to have a commitment, you need to know what's your role in that goal. For you, and again, even if you accomplish that goal is not enough just to accomplish it. You need to maintain it. And you have to keep it. Again, it's easy to do something, as they say, it's easy to reach the top, but it's hard to stay on the top. It takes a lot of, a lot of effort, a lot of, a lot of determination to stay in the top. And that's what it is. We need our community as over here. I consider this mosque right now, the group of people that we have, as uh, as a society, as our society. That we are a group of people. We are a big family, and this is our considered our land. Again, a society need land to live in. They need identity to known by it. They need a set of rules to live by it. They need to abide the rules. They need to have a structure. They need to have responsibility, and again to maintain it. What it takes for any society to be successful is to believe that you are part of it, that you belong in this society. That society it belongs to you. That's what sometimes if we most of us came from overseas. Sometimes when what happened most of the time when you believe that the street it doesn't belong to you, guess what? The cleanliness of the street doesn't mean nothing to you. Any of the facilities in the street, because you not belong to that, it doesn't belong to you. But when you know this street is belong to you, guess what? You're gonna maintain it. You're not gonna allow nobody to mess it up. You're not gonna allow nobody to take stuff away from it. Why? Because you are part of it. You participate in it. It belongs to you. And that's what we need every member in this masjid to believe that you all belong to this society. And this is a beautiful society. We are a beautiful community. And this community, to maintain it, again, you need a structure, you need a set of rules. And the first important thing for any society is to survive, to have morals. You have to have morals to maintain a society. And again, what is the moral that can keep a society going? Anybody? Confident? Anybody else? Sir? Responsible. What kind of responsibility do you think it is? Very good. It means you are part of the team, right? Okay, what else?
Generosity.
What is the generosity it means to you?
Giving to those that need.
It means that a society it needs somebody to participate in it. Because again, a community is a structure, an establishment. For us to keep this establishment, it needs funding, don't we? We need a funding for that community, and it's just, we need just to keep it, and have to be something. It's not one time. The society is like your home. It need to maintain it on a daily basis, in a monthly basis, in a year basis, and to keep continue. Okay. So, sir, go ahead.
I say a sense of kinship.
Okay.
That we see our ummah. We are all
Correct.
related. We are all
Correct.
part of the family.
Correct.
Yeah, I just say giving back is not only money. You can give back your time.
Anything.
Yeah.
As we said earlier, we said that you can participate in this society, whatever your expertise. If you have time, you participate with your time. If you have knowledge, with your knowledge. You have money, with your money. You have whatever that you can
Contribution.
whatever your contribution. And that's another thing, for us, we need to understand that society, it belongs to you. Sometimes you need to believe that the whole society is you. You're not just one, it is you. And you is the whole society. If you take that, into consideration and understand, let's say the cleanliness of this mosque. The cleanliness of this mosque should belong to everybody. If you see anything, God forbid, if you see any trash, pick it up. Because again, it belongs to you. This is your space. This is your space. This is your space. You don't have a certain space in this mosque. The whole mosque belongs to you. Is it? And that's what it is. What are the things that we think to make? Go ahead.
What we spoke on earlier, it takes a child.
It takes a village.
To raise a child.
Right.
So if we all have that mentality,
Correct.
we can keep each other, build each other up,
Exactly.
and prepare each other for whatever's to come.
That's absolutely right. Go ahead.
So I have questions. What if the society for how do you fix that?
Okay. Again, when we say that you have a structure, that if something broken, we have a structure that certain people have certain expertise. If it's broken from something, we have somebody to fix it. If something broke, you don't have to wait for it. You have to fix it, because sometimes if you fix it fast, it doesn't cost you much, doesn't it? That's what it is. That's what they teach us in school: is stitch on time, save 9, doesn't it? When you stitch your pants right away, it saves you 9 stitches, and that's what it is. If the what do you call it? The community is broken. That's where you have a structure. That's where you have somebody is responsible. And again, if you know your limitation and you don't pass your limitation, because again, if you think that sometimes some people they think that everybody need to manage that structure. You cannot. Not everybody can manage one structure. Everybody has a role in it, but not everybody can. Like when you go to a beehive, not everybody makes bees. Not everybody a soldier. Some of them are soldiers, some of them are guards, some of them is a fan, some of them is the queen, some of them they make the honey, some of them go get the nectar, and that's what make make a hive and make a colony, and after that, in the end of it, what we get? The honey. That is the finished product. Exactly. It means the finished product is not by one bee, it's by all the bees. It's all the effort, all the collective effort. And that's what we need sometimes, again, to reevaluate our effort, to know what we need to do to this community. And again, this community, to have a healthy community, you have a community have no disease. There's some disease that kills community. Yes, some disease will kill, some envy, jealousy, arrogance, if you believe that you are better than if you believe that you are better than whoever, you know. And in this society, in this community, we're all the same. It's just a different role, you know. If somebody, you are, what make that this again? What make this message? We have the podium, we have the carpet, we have the the people to pray, we have the time for the adhan, we have the program, we have the whole thing. All this put together, it's just to get us to the time to pray, and we accomplish praying and become the space of praying. It means it's not just one thing, it's a lot of things to make one thing. And again, we need everybody in this society, in this community, to to have that thought, that feeling that this place belongs to you, and it is your responsibility to maintain it, and it is your responsibility, to again to work on it. It's not just again, I'm gonna come over here, and this I'm gonna pray and go. And again, this place belongs to you. You have responsibility, and again, this place not only for you. We have kids, and some of us have grandkids. We need our kids and grandkids to come to this place, and again, part of that community, part of that society. We need to teach our kids a responsibility. Again, always they say kids is the men of our future. We were kids once. Look at us now. Now we have our kids. Now again, we have our grandkids. We need to teach our grandkids, our kids, and even us ourselves, that to have a sense of respect, a sense of belonging, a sense of commitment. You need to be committed. Like sometimes when we have, let's say that we have a class. Brother Sheikh Adnan make a class. Sometimes a lot of us doesn't know what it takes to have a class. How much preparation, how much knowledge you have to go through to give you that hour that he's gonna give it to you. Probably he spent a whole day or 2 days or 3 days to give it to you. Why? Because that he feel that this is my community. I belong to, and that's what is my participation. He has a knowledge, he's sharing. As I said, again, we're all gonna share our knowledge. We're all gonna share our expertise. We're all gonna, again, teach our kids how to maintain this place and how to keep it and how to run it and how to respect one another. Anybody have any ideas about what could make us a very successful community? Go ahead.
Finding more religious more knowledgeable,
Correct. Fantastic. That's a wonderful. What he said, that to make you have a knowledgeable leaders. Again, just 1 second. See again, what he said, you have to have knowledgeable leaders. Again, that's what it is. Knowledgeable leaders is part of the structure. When you have a structure, you give responsibility for certain people. Again, everybody have rules. But again, if I give the rule for a certain person, I give him that role. It's not because he's better than you, because that's what he's good at it. Some people good in talking. Again, not everybody can stand over here and talk. Everybody has their own gift some way or another. And for you, we need you to share that gift. No matter how little that gift it is, no matter how big it is, again, everybody has a role. This community is a wonderful community again, but again, we have to have the sense of belong. You need to belong. You need to feel that you are belong over here. Go ahead. You want to say something?
I think my 2 cents is,
Okay.
first of all, everybody needs to know everybody.
Correct.
Unless you go shake hands with everybody, introduce yourself, be part of, and show them that, we know you.
Exactly. What he's saying, that we need to know each other at the personal level. See, sometimes when you don't have the personal level, you still kind of, I see you, but you still kind of stranger to me. Why? Because I don't know you. See, in business, sometimes when you go meet somebody, the first thing they do, they shake your hand. They shake your hand and they tell you, my name is, right? And your is. Now we are in a different level now. That's what they call they break the ice. Now we are in a different level. That's what we need to know one another. Again, when you come, go ahead, sir.
Well, it's kind of like if the masjid is your home and you don't know everyone in the home and they're strangers, then you wouldn't just have strangers like roaming around your house. So because we're all family, we should all know each other. We're not strangers. This is our house. We're family. We need to like make sure that you don't have strangers in your house.
Correct. Correct.
Each other here.
Yes, sir.
They just say helping each other. Someone has a problem or something, you can just come to the masjid, talk to people. They may like help you with something or.
Correct. See again, that what.
About deen, if you have a question about deen, even with dunya, if you have any something like anyone can help you in the masjid, so you can just talk to your brothers and see what the idea.
Correct.
Like I'm sure sometimes they can help you because some people here they have more knowledge, they have more experience than the youngest ones. So
Fantastic. But Brother Ahmed says, Abu Ahmed says that we sometimes we need to open up. Again, nobody over here at this mosque has no problem. We all do. Certain problem different than other. But again, sometimes we need, the only thing we don't need you to do nothing for me. I only need to vent. Sometimes you need somebody to listen to you. When somebody listens to you sometimes, out of the blue, sometimes he will say a word that will change the whole, what do you call it? Exactly. That's what it is. It means the minute you know your community in a personal level, you start opening up. That's when somebody comes over here, most of the time, I will ask you your name. What's your name? And sometimes if I get close to you, I say, what do you do? Why? Because it's beneficial. I need to know. Maybe maybe I need your help for something. Maybe you need something to help me out with if you don't know what it is. And I never speak up for it. You never know. That's again, we need to know again each other, at the personal level. We need to have respect to one another. And again, sometimes you need to know, but you need to keep your distance sometimes. You don't need to get too much involved, but whatever that person wants to get involved, he'll let you know. We don't want to be too nosy that we stick our nose in every single thing. But that's what it is, that again, we always say to make this is a beautiful community. Yeah, we'll get that. It's easy. By the way, it's easy to get it. With $20, I can get your Social Security. But anyway, again, we talking over here because we need your input. Because sometimes maybe you have something that it is beneficial. We need to hear your voice.
And we're doing this for the sake of Allah.
Exactly.
It's Allah's house. So we should stick together,
Exactly.
Anybody's problem, we have to discuss this.
Exactly. That's what exactly. Even this is establishment. We run it as a business, but this is the house of Allah. This is like a house. It's your house. We are here as Brother Ahmed. We are family. Some people have more experience than you are. Maybe you need their help and their expertise. If you don't ask, nobody will answer you. You should ask if you know. But again, and if you don't know, how are you going to ask? Again, we need to keep. Introduce ourselves to the community, and we need to come to this place again. This place belongs to you. It's not belong to nobody. It's for everybody. This is our masjid. This is our small society. Even I call it. Now we don't call community. We call it a small family. We are a family. When we go, so like when we went to the picnic, we have a sense of family. We have a sense that we belong. This community represents me. I'm one of it. We're not going just for the food. We're going to socialize. We come to know one another. It's good because again, we are in this country. We are a minority. We have to keep our identity. To keep your identity, you have to belong to something. And to belong, we are a society. We are a Muslim society. Again, we have an identity. We have a structure. And again, we have to maintain that structure. And again, does anybody like have any input?
Ask the sister if they have any question.
Sister, I cannot see any of you, but if anybody want to participate or ask a question or have their point of view about the topic, which is what make society a successful society, you could ask, and we are here.
So something I want to say is like you could think of it like this
Can
as
you
a
use the
soccer.
mic so they can hear the question?
Come over here.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
You can hear it.
Bismillah.
If they don't know what you're asking.
So I was gonna say like you can think it as like a soccer team. So
Okay.
you have like players like new players, right? You don't know how they play. But once you get to know them, like if you have scouts and they look at these players, they see like hidden talent, potential. Because if you don't know one another, you don't know what one can do. Because
Correct.
sometimes you need help with something. But sometimes if you don't like know the person, how
Correct.
they play, how they do, and you don't know how they can fit into the team, you might be wasting pure talent.
Correct.
It's like if you don't know one another, it's like as if like your team is gonna struggle.
Correct.
You need to have the importance of knowing each other and one another.
Correct. But don't you, when you have a team, don't you have a goal that you're gonna hit when you have that game? You're not just playing and wasting your time, right? You have a goal for that game. Most of the goal that you're gonna have it is to win. Again, for you to win, you cannot win alone. You cannot win alone. Exactly. The minute you think you're gonna win alone, that's when you lose. You need to know that the team is everybody is very important. No matter where your position is, it just the goal of you, your target is to win the game.
Yeah, it's like if you take one player from the team, if one player gets a red card, you can change the whole game.
Exactly. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
It would be also beneficial for us to examine each and every one's goals so that certain leaders can collectively group goals that are similar to each other and combine those individuals to discuss future plans and other ideas like business ideas or other activities.
Okay.
Other things that will share a common goal.
Okay.
So like people who share a certain field or another field or a certain study,
Right.
then they can develop further their goals and their plans to make their community enriched.
Yeah. Okay. Sir.
So for actually, so like if for business, like society, what are some of the societies like? What if they made like the way cheated, they would become successful in the end? With how would that society matter? Like how would I think just for like the people and the fact that what happened?
Okay, for us, first of all, for any society to be successful, you have to have a foundation first. Before you go farther in the business, you have to have the foundation itself. If you have the foundation itself, then now you can think. Then you have focus. The minute you can think and you are focused, then you set the goals. When you set the goals, now you need to know how to accomplish that goal. For that goals, again, every goal in life, it has three elements. You need effort, time, and money. That's everything in life. You need to have an effort. You need to have time to do it, and sometimes you need money to do it, don't you? Even if you go to the game, you need somebody to drive you to the game. You need somebody to buy you the clothes. You need the shoes. You need the ball. You need the fees. Every single thing. That's what it is. Every society, and again, it is establishment by itself. And sometimes what sometimes people that don't see. You can say this unless you have another question. Sometimes people that don't see any society, any establishment is establishment because some of them they think that this establishment run by itself. There is nothing run by itself. I promise you, your household, it doesn't run by itself. If you don't have, well, let's say 1 month, 2 months, of budgeting, you'll be on the street, don't you? Because again, every single thing that it need a structure, it need time, it need effort, it need money, it need to maintain it. And again, for that, you have to, first of all, to do that, you have to feel that you belong to this community. You're not just an outsider. This community belongs to you. This mosque belongs to you. Again, this mosque is open for you 24/7. Whenever you want to come and pray, you can pray. It is yours. Nobody says, I'm going to come to the mosque and say, no, you can't. Never. Why? Because it belongs to you. And again, we need to evaluate what makes us as a community, what makes us as establishment, how to maintain this. And again, we're going to go back again to the basic foundation. The basic foundation, it is our kids and our responsibilities. What is my responsibility toward this establishment? Everybody has a responsibility. Again, if you feel that you do have a responsibility, and again, sometimes your responsibility is not going to be minimized because why? Because everybody does his part. It's like the same thing like again, we're going to go to the park. In the park, after we're done, how long it take us to clean?
Collectively, not that long.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Because we did it as a unit.
Exactly. Because when you do things as a unit, when you do things as a whole, that you belong, nobody asks you to do it. You just do what you can. The minute you feel that you are responsible, you start. It's like a contagious. If you do something, somebody else will do it, right?
Like a smile.
Exactly. You have. See, we have to take the initiative. Don't just be a follower. Somebody take that. Be a leader. Do something. Whatever you can say. You know what, brother. Brother Ghulam, I know how to do this. Brother Abdurrahim, I know how to do this. Say it. Take the initiative. We need every single one in this community. We do. No matter who you are, we need that kid. That kid, we need him to come to school because that kid one day he's gonna lead the prayers. That kid, I will remind you, inshallah, if I stay alive, that kid will be imam. He will do the imam over here. That kid will teach somebody's kid Quran. That kid will teach somebody else soccer. That kid will take over. Kids, they're not going to be kids for long. I went to Al-Madina. I used to go to Al-Madina, mosque institute. I see kids. I don't know, y'all remember them. 12 years old. Now they are what? 25, 26, 27. They're leading. They're leading the Taraweeh. They leading they're given, and that's what it is. Why? Because somebody invested in them. Don't look at this kid, it's just a kid. This is a human being, that's a person, that's a leader, but it's in the process. Every kid is a leader, but it's in the process. It takes time. It takes time. But to be a leader, you have to prepare him to be a leader. You have to make him believe that he is a leader. You have to give him the confidence. You have to give that kid a confidence that, oh my goodness, you're doing a great job. Give him a little, Bara, you're doing great. Muhammad, you're doing, oh my goodness. Hamza, you're doing this. Let him have the confidence and let him do something. Give him something to do. And again, that's what we try to open up to one another because again, we need sometimes to know your input. Sometimes we don't. See, sometimes we talk, but we don't talk to each other. We need to talk to each other. We need to know. Go ahead.
Well, one thing we practice in different.
Yeah, get up. Say,
One of the things that we do in management and sales when we meet like this with a bunch of people, we all look at each other on your right and on your left and make sure you know them.
Correct.
If you don't, you introduce, you give your name,
Yeah.
and you start talking,
Yeah.
and everybody does that.
Yes.
And the bottom line is, we all need to know everybody. We need to know everybody.
Very, very good. And sometimes, and another thing, sometimes people, I don't know, sometimes some people think that sometimes it's easy to run things. I'm going to tell you, wallahi, it's not easy. It's not easy. What goes behind the scene. See, sometimes just to come to pray on Friday, you just come over here, do your prayer and leave. You know what it takes to just to prepare this mosque? This gentleman will go and find the lady to clean the house, the first thing. This gentleman will put the chairs. This gentleman is clean. This gentleman is, do something. It does something. It means it is a teamwork, but you don't see it. And sometimes it's easy for some people, to judge. Oh man, I can't do that. No, you can't. Have you tried to do it? You know what it takes to do it? We don't. Then sometimes just, and that's a lot of, that's a lot of things. Sometimes it's behind the scenes, subhanAllah, that we don't see it. Sometimes there is it's like, it's like sometimes an episode of any movie, whatever it is, you see the heroes, you see the stars, but you don't see behind the scene. That's, if you have 5 stars over here in the movie, you have 100 people working in the back that have no names. They call them the silent hero. That will make everything for you great. And for that, you should respect them if you know them or you don't. And again, we're going to just, reiterate what we said, again, what it takes to make a successful community. The first thing, it is the people. And the second thing is the people. And the third thing is the people. It's you what makes anything successful. You. And again, your commitment, your commitment to that community make it successful. The sense of belonging makes it successful. The respect for that community make it successful. When you believe this community belongs to you, it makes it successful. When you know what it takes to have this establishment running, make it successful. And again, we try to keep this community, inshallah, going. And we need, sometimes, again, we have faults. Everybody has faults. But again, we promise you that we're working on it. Not everything is going to be easy. Everybody, nothing easy. If it's easy, everybody done it. Nothing is easy. But again, we promise you, if we have any mishap, any fault, that if you mention it, we'll work on this. Go ahead.
As far as for the young adults in the room, I don't know if I speak for everybody, but okay. I know for myself, maybe a mentorship program as well.
Right.
Would definitely benefit us.
Cool.
Because at the end of the day, our goal is victory.
Okay.
Right?
Fantastic. Yes. See, again, I cannot promise which one is or who's going to be, but we know that I'm over here mostly five times a day. And again, as I told you, I tell everybody, if you need any help, if I can help you, I'm not a professional in anything, but I have some input that I can help you with. Maybe sometimes you never know. Maybe I went what you went through. You never know. A lot of people, again, don't look at us. We're not perfect. None of us perfect. We all have our own problem. Some people more than others. But again, if you need, if you said you need a mentor, ask. If you come over here, ask. We are here after the prayers. After the prayers is gone, talk to anybody. Talk to me. Talk to anybody. If they can help you, they'll let you know. If they cannot help you, maybe they direct you for somebody can help you. I'm going to thank you for that. What? Anybody? Yes.
What would be our first goal if we were to decide today
what would be that goal our society or community could aim toward. And I want to suggest, furthering our Quranic knowledge or and Quranic studies and Islamic studies.
Okay. Is that your goal, or you ask about everybody's goal?
That is my goal.
Okay.
And then when we did Arabic classes, I felt my first time a feeling of community.
Correct.
Yeah.
As we told you, again, when you have your own goals, we need somebody who's special. He's going to be specialized in your need. But again, it takes some time. It takes time and effort. But again, we told you, if we cannot have somebody to help you, we can direct you where to go. But again, what is our ultimate goal? Our ultimate goal to make things easy in this community, to make it successful, to make it as we are as one unit. And again, this is to the sisters. A community starts from a home. Start from home. From home, when you come to this establishment, then you just, work on it. Again, we need to work in our kids. We need to teach our kids a sense of, of respect to the place. We need to teach them to respect to the others. We need to respect to, everything over here. He need to believe that this place belongs to him. Certain times that we need to know our kids. When it's time to pray, it's time to pray. When it's time to play, it's time to play. Not every time going to be a play time. Not every time going to be a prayer time. We're going to let you have your moment. We're going to let you have your moment. But there's time for your moment. Not every time. We need to let go, let our kids, when it's time to pray, guess what? You need to understand. This is a mosque. It's not a playground. You need to respect that place. You need to come and pray. You need to be next to your dad or next to your brother. Keep it quiet, because again, sometimes if a sheikh reading the Quran and people sometimes talking, he loses concentration. Maybe he will make a mistakes. That's what it is. There is time for everything. There is time for you to play and time for you to pray. And don't mix them. Don't mix them together. And that's what it is. That's what comes from from the father and the mother. When you have your kid, tell them this is what it is. When it's time to pray, you need to. You don't hold. You stay right there at the prayers. When your daddy tells you it's time for you to play, just go play. Anybody have any question, any input? Because I know we have another 15 minutes to the Maghrib. Maybe we'll have 5 more minutes. Then inshallah we'll end up the. Yes, sir. Come over here, as brother. Nasir says he's right here. He's right here. I cannot let you go without the microphone. Yes. Yes, sir. First of all, what's your name? I need to know your name. What's your name? Dean? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. How old are you, Dean? MashaAllah, MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Huh?
So, I remember you said Al Madina, back when there were kids that are my age or
correct.
And are now living right now.
Right.
Are you because you mentioned people Sheikh Nanovi's son, he's right now you saw him in the last day of Ramadan, he was living proudly there.
Okay.
And he's in high school right now. So
Subhanallah.
Yeah,
See, one day it's gonna be you. Inshallah, one day gonna be you, one day you're gonna be Bara, one day gonna be the Hamza. And again, see, time flies like in a flash. You never know how fast it is. And again, the people that we used to see them now, they are men. Now they are leaders. Again, everyone in this community is a leader. Again, we told you, everybody is a leader, but it's in a process. You haven't got to your time, but you are a leader. The minute you know how to be a leader, to have a sense of responsibility. The minute you know that you are responsible, you are in your way for leadership. You cannot be irresponsible and you try to accomplish something. You cannot. You have to have responsibility to accomplish something. You have to believe that you are one of a whole group of people, and the whole group of people are one. If you look at yourself as a whole community, you are just a community by yourself. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. كان أمة. He was a whole nation by himself. You know, when you believe that you are something and you work in yourself, you know, then when you value yourself as a leader, guess what? You will become a leader. You are what you think of yourself. You know, if you have a leader mentality, guess what? You are a leader even if you're not getting there. At least you're a leader in your thoughts. You know? But if you don't think of yourself anything, you're not gonna accomplish it. Again, I want to thank everybody. Again, maybe we talked about a lot of stuff. Maybe I went off, but anyway, the main reason for our meeting today, for our halaqah, I don't know, I did halaqah have nothing to do with what we always do, but this halaqah is important sometimes. Sometimes we need to know who we are, where we're going, what we need to do, what we need to accomplish, what it takes to accomplish it, how we're going to maintain it. You know, what is my role in it? And all these questions, if we answer it, we are in our way for a better community, for a better place. Hopefully, inshallah, with your prayers, you never know. In a year or two, we'll be somewhere else. We'll be in somewhere else. You never know. You never know. But even if we go somewhere else, the rules is still the same. Nothing changed. It's just the place, because the people and whatever they have in whatever their goals is still the same thing. It just changed. You change faces and places, but the rules are the same. Astaghfirullah al-Azim wa atubu ilayh. And first of all, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank every single person, from the little one to the oldest one over here. I want to thank the community. I want to thank, I call this community is my family. I want to thank my family, because you are my family. And again, as I said it before, the community is not the community that you're born in, it's the community that born in you. And we are one of you. Nasalullah to keep that community together. إني داع فان منهم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم يا حنان يا منان يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا واحد أحد يا فرد صمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. اللهم لا تجعل لنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا هما إلا فرجته، ولا دينا إلا قضيته، ولا مريضا إلا شفيته وعافيته، ولا ضالا إلا هديته، ولا عدوا إلا قهرته، ولا ولدا إلا أصلحته، ولا جائعا إلا أطعمته، ولا خائفا إلا أمنته، ولا جريحا إلا داويته. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات، إنك يا ربنا قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم احفظ هذا الجمع. May Allah protect our community, inshallah. May Allah make us successful. May Allah make everyone over here happy. May Allah answer all your prayers. I don't know what's in your heart. Allah knows. And ask Allah to answer your prayers for you. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us protection. May Allah give us guidance. May Allah make us successful. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك عبدك ونبيك وحبيبك ومصطفاك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، ونستعيذ ونستجير مما استعاذ واستجار به منك وبك عبدك ونبيك وحبيبك ومصطفاك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا تقبل دعاء. رب اغفر لي ولوالدي رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. اللهم أتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. بارك الله فيكم وجزاكم الله كل خير.